Alright, what's going on, guys? It's your boy TG. Welcome back to another video. So in this video, we are going to review over who should be in the Hockey Hall of Fame for 2025. So on Monday, on Veterans Day, we saw seven players, and two of them were builders, get inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame for Monday on Veterans Day. So 5 players, 2 builders, 7 people in total got inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame that day. Now we are going to see who should be eligible and possible to get into the Hockey Hall of Fame for 2025. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. As soon as this loads. All right, so of course, this was just a recap from Monday on Veterans Day. So Colin Campbell, Natalie Darwitz, Pavel Datsyuk, David Poile, Jeremy Roenick, Shea Weber, and Chrissy Wendell Poile all were inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame Monday, November 11th on Veterans Day. So congratulations to all of them. Now we will see who should be eligible or possibility might get inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame for 2025. Also, congratulations to Jerome McGinley and Eddie Olczyk on taking over for the Hockey Hall of Fame and making the calls on who should be inducted and stuff. As a Blackhawks fan, really happy to see Eddie Olczyk up there at the Hockey Hall of Fame, like making the calls with Jerome McGinley. I know Lanny McDonald is stepping down. There was another guy that I'm forgetting his name. He said he was stepping down as well, but I know Lanny McDonald was one of the guys who was taking over. But he's also stepping down at the end of in the summer of 2025 for sure. But as a Blackhawks fan, I'm very happy to see Eddie Olczyk with the new role that he got in the Hockey Hall of Fame. All right, so without further ado, possible 2025 Hockey Hall of Fame inductees. So the first one on my list, we got Zdeno Chara. Of course, you guys may know him, longtime captain of the Boston Bruins. He's also known for his physical presence and one of the hardest shots in the NHL. He won the Stanley Cup with the Boston Bruins in 2011, so led them to a Stanley Cup title that year. He's also the first Slovak-born captain to win the Stanley Cup, and he won the James Norris Memorial Trophy, of course, that's handed out to the league's best defenseman. So he won that in 2009. Which he also won the Mark Messier NHL Leadership Award in 2009. He is a 6-time NHL All-Star, and he set the hardest shot record with a high 108.8 miles per hour in the 2012 NHL All-Star Game. Career-wise, he's had 680 points in 1,680 games, so 209 goals, 471 assists for 680 points in 1,680 games. And, of course, besides the Boston Bruins, he also played for the New York Islanders, Ottawa Senators, and the Washington Capitals. And his games is most by defenseman in NHL history, surpassing the great Chris Chelios with 1,652 games played. Of course, it was nice to see Chelly at the Hockey Hall of Fame as well. Congratulating Jeremy Roenick right there. It's such an amazing moment to see as a Blackhawks fan. All right, up next is Duncan Keith. So, as a Blackhawks fan, I would be happy to see him get inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame for next season. I felt like he was a key player for us when he played on the Chicago Blackhawks and when the Blackhawks were a dynasty team, which, of course, was back in the 2010s decade or era, whatever you want to call it. And he helped us win 3 Stanley Cups in the span of 6 seasons. In his career, he's had 646 points in 1,256 games played. And not only did he play with the Chicago Blackhawks, but he also played with the Edmonton Oilers. And of course, that was only one season he played with the Edmonton Oilers, and then after that, he retired. 16 of those seasons were with the Chicago Blackhawks. Like I mentioned already, 3-time Stanley Cup champion with the Chicago Blackhawks, of course, in 2010, 2013, and 2015. As you can see right here, there's him holding up the Stanley Cup. This was in 2015 when the Blackhawks won the Stanley Cup at home against the Tampa Bay Lightning. This picture right here is his game-winning goal in Game 6 of the 2015 Stanley Cup Final, and I remember all of this. I was 9 years old when the Blackhawks won the 2015 Stanley Cup. So, unreal moment, childhood memories right there. I think I was. I'm not sure how. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure to be honest. So, but he won the Conn Smythe Trophy for 2015 for MVP in the playoffs. He had 21 points in 23 games played at that time, so 3 goals, 18 assists for 21 points in 23 games played. He's known for his endurance and toughness. Two-time Norris Trophy winner as well. So, of course, he won in 2010 and 2014. Internationally, he was a two-time gold medal champion with Team Canada in 2010 and the 2014 Olympics. And he was voted among 100 of the greatest NHL players in 2017. And he is a four-time NHL All-Star. So, really happy to see him possibly get inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame for next season. Up next, Jumbo Joe Thornton. So, of course, he was known for his playmaking skills out on the ice. Career-wise, 1,539 points and 1,714 games played. 25 seasons in the NHL. Of course, the vast majority of those seasons were with the San Jose Sharks, despite him getting drafted first of all by the Boston Bruins. So 15 seasons with the Sharks, 8 seasons with the Bruins, 1 season with the Maple Leafs, and of course 1 season with the Panthers. He won the Art Ross and Hart Memorial Trophy in 2006. Had 125 points in 81 games played at the time. So 29 goals, 96 assists for 125 points in 81 games played. And of course, he played for the Boston Bruins and San Jose Sharks at the time. He was traded to the Sharks by the Bruins as well, so that's why it says he played for 2 of those teams. He led the NHL assists multiple times throughout his career, and he's had a lot of success with the San Jose Sharks. And of course, he reached the Stanley Cup final with them in 2016. Of course, like I mentioned already, 15 seasons with San Jose, and in those 15 seasons, he's had 1,055 points in 1,140 games played. So 251 goals, 804 assists for 1,055 points and 1,104 games played. And he's a 6-time NHL All-Star as well. So love to see Jumbo Joe get inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame for next season if it does happen, which of course every hockey fan is hoping so. So we'll see. Up next, another San Jose Shark, Patrick Marleau, of course, 1,197 points and 1,779 games played. So 566 goals, 631 assists for 1,197 points and 1,179 games played. He was drafted second overall in the same NHL draft class as Joe Thornton, which I probably had to guess was probably 1997, I believe. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I know they were both in the same draft class, but I don't know if it was 1997 or 1999. I'm not 100% sure. I think it was 1997, but I'm not sure. But he did break Gordie Howe's record for most games played with 1,779, and his 566 goals are 24th all time on the NHL's all time goal list. 23 seasons in the NHL. Of course, the vast majority of those seasons were with the Sharks. So 21 seasons with San Jose, 2 seasons with Toronto, and of course, 1 season with the Pittsburgh Penguins. And in those 21 seasons with the San Jose Sharks, he's had 1,111 points and 1,607 games played. So 522 goals, 589 assists for 1,111 points and 1,607 games played. He had his number retired by the San Jose Sharks on February 25th, 2023. 3-time NHL All-Star, and he won gold medal with Team Canada in 2010 and 2014. He also won at the 2003 World Championship and the 2004 World Cup. So, congratulations to Patrick Marleau on an outstanding NHL career, and hopefully we'll see him get inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame for next season. Up next is Carey Price. So probably some of you guys probably might not agree with this. Some of you guys may possibly might agree with this. The other half of you guys probably won't agree with this. But I think he should be in the Hockey Hall of Fame, at least a candidate for the Hockey Hall of Fame for next year. Played his entire 15-year career with the Montreal Canadiens. He's 361, 261, and 79 with a 2.51 goals against average and a .917 save percentage. 49 shutouts in his career, and his 361 wins with Montreal is first all time in goalies in team history. And that puts him in elite company with Patrick Roy, who's had 289 wins. Of course, he is currently the head coach of the New York Islanders. And then another goalie, Jacques Plante with 314 wins, Ken Dryden with 258 wins, and Georges Vezina with 103. Of course, the Vezina Trophy is named after George Vezina for best goalie of the season. And Carey Price, regarded as one of the top goalies of his generation. So back in the 2010s era, it was him, Henrik Lundqvist, Tuukka Rask, what was another great goalie of the 2010s? Some of you guys probably might not agree with this, but Corey Crawford, but based on the resume that Corey Crawford has had in his career, I feel like he was one of the best goalies of the 2010s, helping the Blackhawks to uh, part of the Blackhawks dynasty, winning 2 Stanley Cups with the Blackhawks. So why not throw him in there? Of course, Jonathan Quick, who's won 2 Stanley Cups before during that time with the LA Kings, won the Conn Smythe Trophy that year in 2012 for MVP in playoffs. So yeah, one of the top goalies of his generation right there for Carey Price. He won the Hart Memorial Trophy, Ted Lindsay Award, Vezina Trophy, and the William M. Jennings Trophy in 2015. So a lot of awards won for him at the 2015 NHL Awards. And as you see his stats right here from that time, 44, 16, and 6 with a 1.96 goals against average and a .933 save percentage, 9 shutouts during the 2014-15 season for him to win those awards. He won the Bill Masterton Trophy in 2012. He went to the Stanley Cup Final in 2021. Of course, unfortunately, that was a loss to the Tampa Bay Lightning right there, but it would have been cool to see Carey Price with the Stanley Cup on his resume, but nonetheless still had a fantastic career. He won gold medal with Team Canada at the 2014 Sochi Olympics. He also won at the 2016 World Cup of Hockey and at the 2007 World Junior Championships, and he is a 6-time NHL All-Star, so hopefully we get to see Carey Price inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. I know some hockey fans want to see it, especially if you're a Canadiens fan. So we'll see if it happens. Up next is Ryan Getzlaf for the Anaheim Ducks, or used to play for the Anaheim Ducks. 17-year career with the team, 1,019 points and 1,157 games played. And so 282 goals, 737 assists for 1,019 points and 1,157 games played. He's first in games played, which of course 1,157. First in assists with 737 points, 1,019. Playoff games played, 125. Playoff assists, 83. And playoff points with 120. So he's first in all those categories in Ducks franchise history. Of course, he won the Stanley Cup with the Anaheim Ducks back in 2007, and he won the gold medal with Team Canada in 2010 and 2014. He also won at the World Cup of Hockey in 2016 and at the 2005 World Juniors, and he's known for his two-way strong game. 3-time NHL All-Star right there. So, miss Ryan Getzlaf in the NHL. Wish he was still playing, but great career nonetheless. And he'll possibly be a candidate for the 2025 Hockey Hall of Fame. Up next, we got Tuukka Rask. Of course, played his entire 15-year career with the Boston Bruins. At one point, for some reason, I thought he was going to come back and play for the team, so I thought he was going to pull off a Mario Lemieux type style and come back, except the only difference was he's a goalie and not a forward. But unfortunately, that didn't happen. But his stats with the Boston Bruins in his 15-year career with the team: 308, 165, and 66, with a 2.28 goals against average and a .921 save percentage, 52 shutouts in his career. All-time Bruins leader in wins with 308, in games played with 564. Won the Stanley Cup as a backup goalie to Tim Thomas with the Bruins in 2011. I know some of you guys probably may not remember that, but he was the starting goalie for the rest of the years. He led Boston to the 2013 and 2019 Stanley Cup final, but lost in both series. 57-46 in the playoffs with a 2.25 goals against average and a .925 save percentage in 104 playoff games played. He won the Vezina Trophy in 2014, won the William and Jennings Trophy in 2020, and he only played in the 2017 NHL All-Star Game. So great career for Tuukka Rask. Nonetheless, hope to see him in the Hockey Hall of Fame sooner or later. All right, up next, Henrik Zetterberg played his entire 15-year career with the Detroit Red Wings, 960 points in 1,082 games played, so 337 goals, 623 assists for 960 points in 1,082 games played. His 337 goals, 623 assists, and 960 points is fifth in Red Wings history. Of course, his only Stanley Cup was with the Detroit Red Wings in 2008. He also won the Conn Smythe Trophy that year, 27 points in 22 games played, so 13 goals, 14 assists for 27 points in 22 games played. And he led the playoffs in points that year as well. Internationally, he's won a gold medal with Team Sweden in the 2006 Torino Olympics and at the 2006 World Championship. He took home the Clancy Memorial Trophy in 2015, which of course exemplifies to the NHL player with great leadership qualities on and off the ice and one that's contributing in their community. And he won that award in 2015. 2018, he retired from the NHL, calling it quits and hanging up the skates. So congratulations to Henrik Zetterberg on a wonderful career. Hopefully we get to see him in the Hockey Hall of Fame. We saw Pavel Datsyuk get inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame this year. We'd love to see Henrik Zetterberg in the Hockey Hall of Fame next year. Up next, we got Dustin Brown of the LA Kings. So, of course, played his entire 18-year career with the LA Kings. 712 points in 1,296 games played. So, 325 goals, 387 assists for 712 points in 1,296 games played. Two-time Stanley Cup champion with the LA Kings. Of course, that was in 2012 and 2014. Known for his physical style play and, of course, his leadership as he was captain of the LA Kings and brings that leadership quality on and off the ice. Probably didn't take home a King Clancy Memorial Trophy Award, but he was probably nominated for one at some point in his career. He played in the 2009 NHL All-Star Game as well, so it would be cool to see Dustin Brown inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame for this year and possibly the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame as well. I mean, not this year, next year. So, and then we got Patrick Elias. So I don't know how Patrick Elias is not inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame yet. To me, that's kind of shocking. That's also kind of surprising. Like, he should have been inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame by now. His career says it all. He's had an amazing career, 20-year career with New Jersey Devils. He didn't play for any other team, just the Devils. And like I said, I don't know how he's not inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame. But in that 20-year career with the New Jersey Devils, he's had 1,025 points in 1,240 games played. So 408 goals, 617 assists for 1,205 points in 1,240 games played. He retired from the NHL in 2017. And he is the Devils' all-time leader in goals with 408, assists in 617, and points with 1,025 in the regular season. For playoffs season, all-time leader in goals with 45, all-time leader in assists with 80, and points with 125. Two-time Stanley Cup champion with the Devils, of course. He won it with them in 2000 and 2003. I don't think he was part of that 1995 Stanley Cup run, just the 2000 and 2003 Stanley Cup run. And of course, he is a four-time NHL All-Star, and he had his number 26 retired by the New Jersey Devils on February 24, 2018. So hopefully we see Patrick Elias inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame for next year because, like I said, I don't know how he's not inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame yet. I feel like he's had a great career and should have been inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame by now, but unfortunately, he's not. But hopefully next year he will be. All right, and just a bonus one. I have three bonus ones. Of course, the first one is Pecorine. So, of course, he played his entire 15-year career with the Nashville Predators. And in that span, he was 369, 213 to 75 with a 2.43 goals against average and a .917 save percentage, 60 shutouts at the time. In the playoffs, he was 45, 44 with a 2.49 goals against average and a .914 save percentage, five shutouts at the time. And he won the Vezina Trophy in 2018, which of course is handing out to the league's best goalie. Take a look at his stats at that time. 42, 13, and 4 with a 2.31 goals against average and a .927 save percentage. Eight shutouts at the time. Led the Predators to the 2017 Stanley Cup Final. A three-time NHL All-Star, which of course was in 2016, 2018, and I believe in 2019, but I'm not 100% sure. But he's competed in three NHL All-Star games. And you guys may know he scored the goalie goal on January 9, 2020, which of course was against my Chicago Blackhawks. And he's the 12th goalie at that time, 12th goalie in NHL history to score a goalie goal. And he also took on the Clean Clancy Memorial Trophy, which is given to the player who best exemplifies leadership qualities on and off the ice. And the Predators retired his number on February 24, 2022. So possibly, if he doesn't be inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame this year, probably should be next in 2026. So if not in 2025, then in 2026, we should see Pecorine inducted to the Hockey Hall of Fame. This is not in my top 10. It's just a bonus to throw this out there. So just not to get anybody confused. And then up next, Mr. Game 7, Justin Williams, played 19 seasons in the NHL where he had 797 points in 1,264 games played. So 320 goals, 477 assists for 797 points in 1,264 games played. Would have been cool to see him hit the 800 point plateau before he retires, but still had a great career nonetheless. He played with four teams in his career, which was the Philadelphia Flyers, Carolina Hurricanes, LA Kings, and the Washington Capitals. Nicknamed Mr. Game 7, he would always come up clutch in those Game 7 Stanley Cup playoffs. And as you take a look at the stats right here, 15 points in Game 7s alone in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So 7 goals, 8 assists for 15 points in those Game 7s that he's competed in Stanley Cup playoffs alone, which of course sets the NHL record. Three-time Stanley Cup champion. Of course, as you see in this picture right here, he's won 2 Stanley Cups with the LA Kings. And, of course, we can't forget about the one that he won with the Hurricanes back in 2006. That should not say 2016. That should not say 2016. That should say 2006. So hold on. Let me correct that, guys. My bad on that. That should not say 2016. Of course, the Pittsburgh Penguins won the Stanley Cup in 2016. I don't know why I said 2016, but that should say 2006. So let me go back. So just correct it. So, of course, Stanley Cup won with the Hurricanes in 2006 and won 2 Stanley Cups with the LA Kings in 2012 and 2014. He won the Conn Smythe Trophy for MVP in the playoffs in 2014, so 25 points in 26 games played, so 9 goals, 16 assists for 25 points in 26 games played, and he played in the 2007 NHL All-Star Game as well. So he's had a great career. Probably not being he probably won't be a notable candidate to get inducted into the Hockey Hall of Fame, probably in 2026 we could see him inducted, but hopefully at some point he does end up being in the Hockey Hall of Fame because I feel like he's had a great career. Why not put him in the Hockey Hall of Fame? So yeah. And then last but not least, this one might be a controversial opinion. I know some people won't agree with me on this. Like, why do you put Corey Crawford in the Hockey Hall of Fame? Or he doesn't deserve to be in the Hockey Hall of Fame. But I'm not saying because I'm a Blackhawks fan that he deserves to be in the Hockey Hall of Fame. I feel like he's had a great career. He's helped. He's been a key part in the Blackhawks dynasty. Um, and his stats are like really solid. So I feel like why not put him in the Hockey Hall of Fame? Probably won't be in there in 2025, but hopefully somewhere in 2026 or 2027, he beats in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Like I said, I know this is a controversial opinion, so I know I'm going to get chirped in the comments for this one, but I felt like Corey Crawford should be in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Played his entire 13-year career with the Chicago Blackhawks, in which he was 260, 162, and 53 with a 2.45 goals against average and a .91 ace save percentage. 26 shutouts in his career, and he's played 488 games. Two-time Stanley Cup champion with the Blackhawks in 2013 and 2015. So he was really standout player in those series as well. So he wasn't a part of the Blackhawks in that 2010 Stanley Cup run, just 2013 and 2015. Two-time NHL All-Star, which of course was in 2015 and 2017. And he took home the William M. Jennings Trophy in 2013 and 2015. Same year he took home the Stanley Cup. So I feel like he's had a solid career, great career. Why not put him in the Hockey Hall of Fame? But I know, like I said, there's going to be some controversial opinions in this. So I know some people will agree, some people probably won't agree. But for me, my opinion, I just feel like he deserves to be in the Hockey Hall of Fame. All right, guys. So that is going to do it for this video. So, of course, as always, leave a comment down below. Make sure you like and share this video. Also, make sure you subscribe to the TG Hockey channel. Of course, it's right there, underlined and bolded in caps. Also, make sure to follow the Hockey Talk with TG podcast on all, and I repeat, all of your podcast streaming platforms. So, it's out on Spotify, it's on YouTube, it's on Apple Podcasts, it's on iHeartRadio, it's on Amazon Music and other podcast stream platforms. And as you see right here, it airs every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 11:30 to noon Central Time, 12:30 p.m. to 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, 9:30 a.m. 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific Time. So make sure you stay up to date on the Hockey Talk TG podcast because episodes do come out daily just like that. But anyway, guys, like I said, let me know your thoughts on these inductees, for possible inductees for 2025. And do you agree with some of these? Do you disagree with some of these? Is there anything you'd like to change? Just leave a comment down below. Let me know. And that's going to do it for me. And I will see you guys next time.